and that was really important. It's quite a tragic. Wow, I can't speak. It's quite a tragic story.
It is. No, it is.
I know, we're like cracking, both you and I. We're like, quite a wowie.
She's got a full day to do this.
Exactly,
just get warmed up still. Yeah.
But no, it is quite a tragic story.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's a lot of hidden feelings.
Yeah, you did such a good job of bringing the emotion through.
Hiding my feelings?
Well, but when you
never know.
Brandon Davis with Brandon Davis / Phase Hero. Guys, you two were my favorite parts of Fantastic Four First Steps, because when you're on the screen, like, the tension, the stakes, the intensity is always there. So I had to just compliment you guys out of the gate.
Thank you.
When you are filming a scene and you are heralding his beginning, and you hear a line of dialogue like that, do you ever have the thought of like, oh, this might be something that is going to be used in the trailer and go viral and then might influence your delivery in any way?
No, absolutely not. I don't even have a TikTok. So like, all my friends are sending me these TikToks and I can't even open it. No, I just prep and, try to make it sound as believable as possible or have like a force, but no, I don't think about viral moments.
I remember Matt Damon talking about like Oppenheimer when he had that line that was like, the fate of the world depends on this or something. It's like so obviously going to be in the trailer. And I was like, that line feels like the crux of the film. And I was wondering as a performer, like, oh wow, this feels important right here.
It was important, but it's never like, you know what, TikTok.
No, of course not.
I'm not like on a crane 30 feet high. I'm like, oh God, oh my God, TikTok. Oh my God.
No, it's cool to see the reaction. That's awesome.
It's more when you read the scripts, when you get given that line, you kind of go, oof, I've got to kind of step back from that. You kind of think, I've got to think the opposite of what you're saying. You know there's a trailer and you've got to bring the truth to the line, not kind of go, here's the trailer line. You know what I mean?
This is my moment.
It's got to come however it comes naturally, and then maybe they will use it in the trailer. But I think it's dangerous if you start acting for the trailer.
Yeah,
I'm just happy that people are resonating with it.
Yeah, I mean, it's resonating. It worked, and it works in context of the movie so well, which is what matters in the end. Ralph, I feel like everybody talks about your voice being the voice of Galactus, and it is the perfect fit. I'd love to hear about the physicality of Galactus, which I don't see people talking about enough. When you're playing this being who's that big, and my understanding is you got suited up to be Galactus, did you have to do anything to capture the scale in your movement?
I think that I had to make the character believable in my own head, and so you had to move and speak in a way that felt like a 14 billion year old cosmic vampire who was 1,000 foot tall and moved in a way that he hadn't spoken for millions of years before the events of this story. There's got to be a kind of a slowness and a stillness and a power to the way he moves.
Yeah.
I did a lot of work on the scale and how to feel like a moving Mount Rushmore. A moving Mount Rushmore. It's not easy to say. I shouldn't have started. But it's that kind of thing of trying to imagine the rhythm of how that would move. So it was very different to how a normal human would move.
Yeah, that makes sense. I thought it was really cool the way, the visuals of Galactus in the movie are astounding, are awesome. Julia, you're not just balancing on a surfboard, you're balancing the ability to be super powerful, but also carrying a tremendous emotional weight as this Silver Surfer. I'd love to just, how you found the way into that character who has to balance those things, and speaking of physicality, kind of show vulnerability through movement when you're going to be like this big silver being instead of having maybe all the nuance you typically have when it's your face.
Yeah, well, I also feel like the body plays a huge part of that. I feel like, especially with her, just standing straight on the board is less vulnerable than, when she maybe kind of, her shoulders go up and she's more vulnerable. But I think there's a lot of things that she was bearing emotions for a long time, and then it all kind of comes up on the surface in a way. and that was really important. It's quite a tragic. Wow, I can't speak. It's quite a tragic story.
It is. No, it is.
That was
yeah. I know we're like cracking, both you and I. We're like
Right now,
quite a wowish.
definitely.
Yeah.
She's got a full day to do this.
Exactly.
She's getting warmed up still. Yeah.
But no, it is quite a tragic story.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's a lot of hidden feelings.
Yeah, you did such a good job of bringing the emotion through.
Hiding my feelings.
Well, when you had to, but then also when it needed to come through, I thought it really came through really well.
Yeah.
On that similar front with Galactus, do you think he feels bad for devouring planets? Does he have an inner monologue about that?
No, I don't think he feels any kind of human empathy or emotion like that. I mean, he was once a kind of a human-like mortal, but that was 14 billion years ago. His kind of his perspective is completely different now. So their planets are food, their sustenance for him to keep alive, and Galactus has to be alive to keep the cosmic order. So it is just something that happens. It's obviously pretty terrible if you're living on the planet that he's about to consume, but I would say that doesn't make him evil, because he's not doing it out of any malice. He's doing it out of his appetites, and the fact that these tiny beings on the face of this planet are objecting to it is not really relevant to Galactus.
You got a little desensitized over the years.
Yeah,
Spent a little too much time on Twitter.
They're both just trying to do a job, you know?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Just doing my job.
Yeah.
I love the sort of relationship that gets developed a little bit between Johnny and Shalla-Bal. How much fun was it to kind of craft that with Joseph? And
Oh, he's wonderful. So it was just so fun to work with him, and he's so brilliant and kind, and yeah, I had so much fun with all of them, but doing those scenes with Joe was very special.
Yeah, they were fun to watch.
Yeah.
And of course, I'm sure this is a quick question people might ask, but are there characters in the MCU that you'd love to share the screen with, and have you got the call to, maybe be part of those big movies coming up?
I mean, I would probably be the last to know. In these situations, all these things are so secret that, the actor's probably one of the last people to know if that's happening or not.
The comment section would tear me up if I didn't ask, so
Yeah.
But thank you guys.
Same.
Yeah.
Good answer.
No,
Yes.
you guys are awesome. Thank you so much for the time, and congrats. Enjoy the ride.
Thank you.
I'm taking my
Thank you
mom
so
to the premiere
much.
on Monday. Maybe I'll
Oh,
run into you guys.
amazing.
Excellent.
Oh,
Guys.
I love
All
that.
BD here, thank you so much for watching my interviews with the cast and director of Fantastic Four First Steps. If you enjoyed what you saw here, please make sure you're subscribed to the channel and stay tuned, because we have more from Fantastic Four First Steps, San Diego Comic-Con, and a whole lot more coming to the channel. And it's because you guys like, subscribe, and support the channel at all that I get to come here and hang out with my good pal Herbie. Herbie, good to see you, bud. See you guys in the next video.